Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We are so glad you're here today. Your soul is in the right place at the right time. We're going to sing about that. We got Carol Manson in the house today.
Okay, folks, whooping and hollering this morning. Good morning, Reverend Deborah. Good to see you this morning as our souls indeed are welcome here.
Good morning, Reverend James, and we greet you this morning in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred, and in the warm and loving energy of this community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there is no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time this morning, whether you're watching us online or here in person, we especially want to welcome you, because we know that you are not here by accident. We know that every single one of us is here by
divine appointment.
And we're so excited to get together every morning, and that excitement extends to silencing your electronic devices, and please refrain from flash photography during the service.
Well, this is Veterans Day weekend, and we like to acknowledge anyone here this morning who are veterans. If you understand, we want to give you a special appreciation and thank you for the work and service that you provided. Yes, thank you so much. You make the system work, or at least provide the backbone for the system to work. So we take this time to put all veterans into our awareness and consciousness as we commune with the presence and the power and the love of pure spirit. And we're reminded that all of us have a role and a purpose to make as we help us evolve collectively and individually from where we are to where Spirit sees us as being when we are at our highest and our best. So we're grateful to be the vessels and the vehicles of this presence. And we come under His guidance and His governance. And we accept and allow the ideas and the energy of this presence to be expressed through us, through thoughts, through words and actions. And underneath all of that is the energy of divine and perfect love. So we're perfectly situated to let God be God through us. For we're reminded that God needs us to shine God's light in our world where there appears to be darkness. For we are the way that God gets around in this dimension. So as we go forth doing our part to anchor on earth the qualities of peace and love and joy and wisdom and all that's good and perfect, we know that we are co-creators with this presence and Spirit is with us along the way. For this and so much more, we're grateful and thankful as we go forth doing our part to spread the all good. Amen. Well, we have a very important purpose here at Spiritual Life Center that's reflected in our mission statement, and I invite you to join in as we affirm it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission as we embody and fulfill these 5 universal principles in our life to the best of our ability. Again, let's speak them aloud together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action.
And of course, every week we have some action on Wednesday nights. This week we do not have a program, a WOW program, but there is the Wednesday community meal, and it is starts at 6 o'clock, and we ask you to RSVP. Hopefully be like, Tuesday afternoon or evening so that the person on Wednesday knows how much food to make. So it's easy to RSVP online, and the community meals are a great time, and people have lots of really interesting conversations, so we hope to see you there.
Well, we're heading into that part of the year. We have a number of special services taking place. And we're going to start out with our Thanksgiving communion that's going to take place on Wednesday, November 20th, between 7 and 8 p.m. I'll be there along with Reverend Deborah and our chaplains as are holding the prayer consciousness and music by Louis Shiflett. And then on the following that, we'll have our Advent Spiral that's taking place on December 11th between 7 and 8 p.m. And that's an earth-based candle lighting ritual. And we'll have music by Paula Mandella and her sister Catherine. So that'll be a wonderful experience for those who have been part of it. And if you haven't, please come and check it out. And then, of course, just for the heck of it, we're having karaoke. And
it's being rescheduled.
Oh, it's being rescheduled.
It's being rescheduled, and the reason is that Dennis Kane is offering his karaoke machine, and this date does not really work for him, and so we were trying to do it without him, and it just ain't coming together. So we are going to reschedule this. Possibly that woman could be our star. But anyway.
We'll see if we can enroll her in the process.
So anyway, we're going to reschedule it for spring or summer, when it is more convenient for Dennis. So stay tuned. We will be doing a karaoke.
Okay, got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, or when to reschedule.
Yep.
So we're rescheduling. Well, we know we had a wonderful experience a couple of months ago at the Unitarian Universalist Church in which we viewed a movie called Traces of the Trade, and this was done by 2 wonderful couples, Dan and Constance Perry. And we had a wonderful, deep conversation talking about the hidden legacy of slavery in America and had an opportunity just to share at a very deep level. So many individuals wanted to come but couldn't come to the live event. So we're having one on by Zoom, an abbreviated version of it on Friday, November the 22nd. And it starts at 6 p.m. And you can go to our website to get the link and information about it. We invite you to be part of that experience to participate in that. And we have our Board of Trustees update from Sally Sion, who's a longtime member of Spiritual Life Center and almost as long on the board.
Are you saying I'm old?
Oh, no. No one here is old.
I am. No.
We're just mature.
We're vital.
We're seasoned. We're seasoned, baby.
Aged. Yeah, like fine wine. Okay. Here's what's going on with your board this month, okay? The board has finished the framework we need to establish for the Minister Search Committee. So we will be contacting some governing members who to see if they will agree to be on this committee. Now, I want to assure you that this search committee is not deciding who the new minister is going to be. You, as the congregation, and we as the board are deciding who the new minister is. But The application process, the application that they had to submit was about 30 pages, okay? And in that, there are references, people that they're using as references and all kinds of information in there. And we're going to ask this committee to work on verifying that information and contacting all of those references and stuff so that we don't think 30 pages of information is enough. We're going to get more. Okay, so that's what the search committee is going to do, is going to help us add to the information that we have, because we know that you and we want to hire the absolute perfect person for the position. So that's why we're really delving into all of the information that we can get regarding these candidates. So that's what the committee's going to do. Okay, second, the board and the staff had a joint meeting on Friday, and we spent 5 hours, I think, and we were talking about how to establish our budget to be a more balanced budget for the coming year. So we worked on that for several hours. We had some good information and exchange between board and staff, and we're really spending a lot of energy on that as well as the search. A new member information meeting. I think we got there we go. You got it up already. You're ahead of me. Thank you. We got a new member information meeting next week after the second service. If you've been coming a while, or if it's your first day with us and you just want to know, what is membership about? Why would I want to be a member of this community and be identified as a part and a participant in this community? Come and talk with us, okay? Reverend James is always there. He happens to be a member of the board, but we also have other board members. There's at least 1 or 2 board members that will also be at this meeting. So you can talk with some of the leadership of your community and see if being a member is something that resonates with your heart. Okay, lastly, I want to remind you that we have a wellness program. And this was instituted and initiated by one of the board members. It's run by the board members. What this means is that you can call and get on the list to have someone call you occasionally just to check in with you and see how you are and everything's okay, and chat and get to know you better. This is not the chaplains' calls. It's separate from the chaplains' prayer calls. It's just to chat with you and connect with you. So we moved where you signed up for this. It used to be on the board's place in the internet, and we moved it to under Connect because it made more sense to me to put it there. It was kind of hard to find. So if you're interested, you go to our website, and under Connect, there's actually a line that is there, and you can go there, and it says, opt in for wellness calls. We don't call people unless they're willing to be called. We don't just sit down with our list of congregants and start calling people on the phone, because some people would find that intrusive. But if you would not mind, us calling to check in with you and talk with you, and once in a while, please opt in, okay? So if you have any questions about any of that, talk to me. I'll be outside after the service, and we have beautiful angels always at the hub that can help you with anything that you're trying to find. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sally. Appreciate you.
And of course, each week we remind you that there are many activities that foster transformation here at Spiritual Life Center. So you can check out our weekly offerings, our small groups, and other events. Go out to the courtyard, check out the bulletin board, chat with the lovely ladies at the hub, of course, and all of this information is on our website.
Well, of course, we come to Spiritual Life Center and other places like this to make connections with like-minded people. But we don't have to wait for a special event to make that connection. We can make a connection with someone right here and right now. So in a manner that feels comfortable for you, I invite you to turn to a friend or friend-to-be and just say, "You are marvelous and glad you are here."
our Faith in Action song. I want to tell you all that it's been so lovely to hear you learn this song and sing it. It's beautiful to hear your voice.
Join me in singing. I am listening to the call of the universe, beckoning me to make my way home. I am opening to infinite divinity ever within me. I am not alone.
I am that. Well, we know that we are in our 5th week of our Faith in Action series, and for those who have been around for a while know that each week we have a different topic from a text. And each week we also have an artist that gives a artistic representation of the theme of the week. And today's artist is Marianne, is it Mancini? Mancina. Mancina. And the name of her painting is The Spark. And here's what she writes. At the beginning of chapter 8, Matt Kahn says that a soul cannot evolve without the human vessel to grow within. And the human vessel cannot function without the fuel of the soul's essence. Spiritual growth evolves as we acknowledge and understand the human feelings and frailties in ourselves and others. In this process of growth, we realize that it's okay to be our authentic, messy human selves without the need to love everything and everyone all the time. It's okay to dislike someone or something. The trick is to be discerning, but not judgmental. If we integrate our human experiences with spiritual growth, we become more authentic and emotionally free. Our human vessel and the soul within it work together towards this end. That's the artist statement from Marianne. Thank you, Marianne. Wonderful.
So as we prepare for our meditation, we're going to begin by speaking aloud our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. Now let's sing our beautiful meditation chant, All is as it should be.
All is as it should be. I mirror you, you mirror me, and all the pain and struggling only lessons in how to be free. Conscious living helps us to see. My experience is up to me. All is as it should be. I mirror you, you mirror me, and all the pain and struggling only lessons in how to be free. Conscious living helps us to see. My experience is up to me. All is as it should be. I mirror you, you mirror me, and all the pain and struggling only lessons in
conscious living, my experience is up to me. As we move into this time of quiet, take a deep breath and slowly exhale. And in the next cycle of breaths, allow your body to relax. Drop your shoulders, relax your eyelids, melt into your seat, and let go. And now, as you just breathe naturally, allow your consciousness to float up and away into a light daydream. You are standing on a high cliff overlooking the ocean. You can hear the waves crashing onto the rocks below. The blue ocean, touched by the sun, spreads out before you. Billowy white clouds dot the pure blue of the sky above. A salty breeze ruffles your hair, caresses your face. The lazy seabirds play on the wind, coast in the sunlight. And you think, they seem so free. And you wonder what it is like to fly, to be so free from earthly restraints. And so you open your arms and throw your head back and pretend with all your heart that you have wings. And then you do. You have wings. As you carefully move them up and around and experiment, you begin to lift off of the ground. And gently, slowly, you rise up into the air. And with a little bit of experimentation, you figure out how to use your wings. And you fly out over the ocean, skimming along the water, then gathering speed up into the sky again, going higher and higher. And then you level off and allow the wind to take you. From this altitude, you have a different perspective. All your cares and concerns feel smaller, more distant, less overwhelming. Here, soaring high above the earth, dancing with the sun and the sky, you're able to release any fear or anger. And you open to love and light and compassion. And you realize that in a real sense, you do have wings. You are not bound by the outer world. You can rise above earthly restrictions whenever you want. With this knowing, you feel even freer, and you bask in joy and gratitude and confidence as you glide through the silence. And now you begin to flap your wings and joyfully fly back towards the cliff where you began. The sun is setting, sending rays of red and gold and pink across the sky. It's your time to return to earth. Gently settle down onto the cliff. In the soft light of sunset, fold your wings against your body, and then feel them melt into you, becoming one with you. Take a deep breath and return and receive this blessing. Oh, my beloved, you are free to be yourself. You are free to discern what is best for you. You are free to stay or go as you need. Your wings will always carry you to your highest good. You fly free. Remember this, always.
I think about the life I live, a figure made of clay, and I think about the things I lost, the things I gave away, and when I'm in a certain mood, I search the house and look. One night I found these magic words, y'all, in a magic book. Throw it away, throw it away. Give your love, live your life each and every day, and keep your hands wide open. Let the sun shine through, 'cause you can never lose a thing if it belongs to you. Now there's a hand to rock the cradle and a hand to help us stand with a gentle kind of motion as it moves across the land. And the hands unclenched and open, gifts of life and love it brings. So keep your hand wide open if you're needing anything. Throw it away. Oh, throw it away. I said, give your love, live your life each and every day, and keep your hand wide open. Let the sun shine through, 'cause you can never lose a thing if it belongs to you. There's a natural obligation to what we hold and claim. Now, possessing and belonging to it, acknowledging a name. So keep your hand wide if it belongs to you. You can never lose a thing, not a thing, if it belongs to you. You can never lose a thing if it belongs to you.
Thank you, Carol and Laurie. Soul Light Connection. What was that line? Keep your hands wide open. Let the sun shine through. You cannot lose a thing if it belongs to you. Got to keep that in mind. We're week 6 of our Faith in Action series. Can I believe it? And as I was thinking about what to share today, I recall many years ago as a young kid. And it was a normal day. I would come home from school, and then I had a terrifying feeling come over me. Because I'd come home because, my mother was not there. And that was unusual for that to happen. And I remember that, a sort of dread had come over me at that moment, but it disappeared. But then at 4 o'clock, she didn't arrive. 5 o'clock, it didn't arrive. 6 o'clock, didn't arrive. And sort of angst came over me even more. And I ended up going to bed that night thinking that, well, maybe it'll be okay in the morning, but I got up in the morning, she was not there again. And so that day turned into weeks and months and then eventually years. And that impacted me in a way that I didn't really quite understand till many, many years later. Because it influenced the direction of my life. And I had some conflicted feelings about that experience. Some of it unconscious, I don't know whether I was upset, I don't know, was mad or angry, in fear, in angst. But one thing was very clear. I did not like it. And close to maybe 30 years later, we did reconnect, but there was still a point that I had not reached true freedom from that experience. And I ended up going to a rehab center for, a variety of reasons. And one of the things they suggested to get back on track was that I write my mother a letter. And I wrote this extensive letter letting her know about all of my feelings and experiences that I had as a result of that sense of abandonment. So they suggested I do that, so I wrote it, but I did not send it. But I realized that once I wrote it, I was free. Something happened. In this week's text, it says it's okay to dislike. And we don't have to like the changes that change us for the better. And the author points out that sometimes we think that if we're, quote, spiritual, or on this spiritual journey that embodies the love ethic, that we have to like everything and everyone and every experience. I heard somebody say, I was going to say it another way, but basically we do not. But at the same time, we don't have to fight or resist that human part of us. Because sometimes it just increases our own suffering, because suffering is in equal proportion to our resistance to life, our resistance to what is. There's an ancient story about a sculptor who had decided that he wanted to create a piece of art. And he wanted to put this piece of art in front of an ashram. And the reason that he wanted to do this, he wanted to show his appreciation for being part of the ashram that changed his life and show appreciation for his teacher. So what happened, he had found a big stone, a large stone that he wanted to use to sculpt his art. And he had that vision in his mind as to what it was going to be. But the stone was so big that he had to break it in half. So he broke the stone in half and he started sculpting, and he worked on half of that stone. And all of a sudden, that half of the stone that was being worked on yelled out to him, "Don't touch me. Leave me alone." And the sculptor was a very peaceful man, so he stopped working on that stone and he started sculpting the other half of the stone that he had broken away from the hole. And that stone he was working on was so big and so large that he had to stand on the first stone in order to reach it. It was so big. And after so many weeks of working on the stone, he had this magnificent statue that ended up being the final product. It was so beautiful that people had come from miles around just to admire it. In fact, it was so phenomenal, it was so extraordinary that it was decided that the sculpture was worthy of a special blessing. And they had a ceremony that took place for those who wanted to be part of it. And they poured special oil on it. They lit incense around it. And essentially what they were christening it. And at the end of the day, when the ceremony was over, the part of the stone that didn't want to be worked on said to the sculpted stone, "All the while you being worked on, the sculptor was standing on my back. And you were being honored with oil and incense. What's going on? What gives?" And the sculpted piece of stone said to the other stone, "Oh, you were resisting change. So you were merely becoming a stepping stone while I was being transformed into something which beauty shined forth." You know, the reading notes that when adversity arises in our experience, or people come along in our life that get, quote, on our last nerve. I don't know if you hear the mother say to you, "Well, you're getting on my last nerve." That was not a good sign. That the experience or the person has a job to do. And this job is to help us grow. It does not mean that we have to like it along the way. You know, often the person that's going through the experience sees them as enemies or as some adversary. But the fact is that they are important to us. The situation may be important to us. They may be our greatest teachers. There's a saying that says people that we like and we get along with, we call those people our friends. The people that we do not like and we don't get along with, those people are our teachers. So sometimes we have to embrace the dislike in order to grow spiritually. So as the author says, it's okay to dislike. You know, he calls this the new spiritual paradigm. The new spiritual paradigm is to be in harmony with life, while at the same time, no, it's okay not to like what's happening along the way at times. Sometimes the realization that we dislike something serves an important purpose. I believe it's an acknowledgement, and he talks about the idea that something goes against maybe our core value and what is dear to who we are. So it's okay to dislike something when it conflicts with a core value. You know, you can even have righteous indignation. I was recalling a story in the Bible, in Matthew, which they're near the end of Passover. And Jesus had come back to Jerusalem, and he went to the temple. And before his eyes, he witnessed a scene of great confusion that was very distressing to him. And he looked around and said, "Jesus Christ." Well, he probably didn't say Jesus Christ. Something equivalent at the time. And he saw a bunch of people transacting business in the temple and exchanging coins and bargaining for animals and bartering in a very loud voice. To Jesus, the temple was, of course, a place of reverence, and they weren't acting very reverently in his mind. And he had probably seen this many, many times over the years, but up at that point, maybe he was just objecting inside. There was a lot of stuff going on inside, but this day, the conflict to his values was so great, and the dislike was so strong, he took action. And he threw them out of the temple. He overturned the tables, and he told them to take their stuff, I think he said stuff, and not make my Father's house a den of robbers. And there's a lot of metaphysical meaning in that story that we could talk about at another time. But the point is, to dislike does not mean anyone is unspiritual. Jesus had an intense dislike for those people's actions, and he was the person that many say fulfilled his spiritual potential like no other before or since. So his dislike did not make him any less spiritual. So if we hold a deep core value, such as unconditional love or justice, or someone acts contrary to that value or that vibration, and we don't resonate with it, it's okay to dislike it. That person's actions or that situation, we don't want to make it an obsession so it becomes the object of our life, but we can use that to discern how to move forward. And so the author of Matt Kahn points the distinction between discernment and judgment. And he said judgment condemns and defines someone permanently because of how they act in that moment. But we can always separate the act of the person and the truth about them, that they are always divine individuals. So when seen spiritually, when we see situations like that spiritually, when we're disliking something or someone does something, we're not necessarily at war at that other person. There's a conflict with our core values that we may authentically hold. I'm doing some writing about, a book on how to end polarization and so forth. And I was reading a little bit about the civil rights movement. And early in the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King bumped up against someone, I'm sure on a human level, he did not like. And that someone was a person named Bull Connor. And he was the head of the police department in Birmingham, Alabama. And he ordered the police to use high-pressure water hoses and attack dogs on the demonstrators and all the bystanders that were participating in this civil action. And needless to say, this was contrary to the core values that Martin Luther King held. And like I said, I would go out onto a limb that he was not fond of that man. But he saw him from a higher point of view. And this is something that he said. He said, I needed Bull Connor. Because Bull Connor was as unlikable as he was, as unlikable as his actions were, brought national attention to his movement and eventually the passage of the laws that he was seeking to have passed. Sometimes events happen that we do not like, or people or show up and do things that we don't like. And they may just be playing their role to help us evolve as individuals, maybe as a collective, in ways that we may not see in the moment. And I always imagine in my own mind that after Martin Luther King and Bull Connor had gone on the other side of the veil and they're in their spiritual bodies and they were facing one another, they were probably just telling each other, you played your role so well to help move us forward. You did such a good job at playing your role to help us evolve. I think when someone abuses their power or something happens that we do not like, we reframe it and see it as something that serves as a catalyst for greater good. We know that in Romans 8:28 says that all things work together for good to those who love God. I would say that those who know the God presence and those who are called according to God's purpose. Because behind the pictures that we see that show up, there is a plan, there is a blueprint, there is a divine order that we may not up until that moment see because the universe always has a plan. My family, my mom, dad, and stepfather were moving from New York to Miami many years ago. We traveled through the deep South. And of course, I know when I was moving at that time, I was about 12 years old, I did not like that. I was moving with all my friends, you at a very, critical age. You got so many people that you connected with, and I didn't like it. Anyway, I had to go because I was talking about running away and, trying to figure out how I was going to make my life work, but that didn't work. But anyway, as we were traveling down, I witnessed the remnants of the Jim Crow laws, the water fountain sign that said this for some people, not for others. And it brought to my awareness, the injustice that needed to be remedied. And I remember many years later, when I was applying, to college, they asked you to write an essay. And I wrote about my experience of how that really changed my viewpoint of life and how I saw the world. And I think it was a very important part of me getting accepted to a very challenging university. I think in this week's reading, the author writes, in this spiritual journey, We're here to sample all the experiences, all the vibrations, all the combination of things that we may dislike. But we do that in order to find the things we want to embrace and resonate with. We have the experience to respond to these in a different way so we can be discerning on how to move forward. I think to be emotionally free, it's all right to dislike because we're cultivating our soul's quality of acceptance. Or as this week's mantra in the book says, it's okay. You know, spiritual beings don't have to like everything or everyone. We can still respect the divinity in them nonetheless. We can even love somebody that we can't stand. Martin Luther King called this agape love, which you see things and see people, even those we do not like, with a creative, redemptive goodwill. And so we embrace that, accept that, and say, as that statement this week says, it's okay. Because from that space, we can be inspired to take action for social justice, for political reform that brings communities together for a greater good. I think today I'd like to close out with a meditation experience, because I know I don't know what you might be going through from time to time in life. We all have our rough patches, and sometimes we feel discombobulated and discouraged and out of sorts, or distressed because something happened that we didn't like, or because of what someone may have done. So we want to go to that place of acceptance so we can be open to see the possibilities that Spirit has in store for us in this meditation experience. So I invite you, if you choose, just to close your eyes or lower your gaze. And just breathe in and out. Choose a breath that reflects all the qualities you desire in your mind. Gentle, quiet, patient, steady. And at ease, balance your awareness between those three things and just practice a sense of mindfulness, minding your body, your breathing, the mind itself. Stay present right now with the breathing, your body, your mind. Be fully present. Be open. Be spacious. And notice what's present here with you. Notice if there's any sensation arising in your body temple. An energy that you can sense through the breath or movement of your body. Just notice and welcome it with spaciousness. Allow it to be. And say it's okay. Don't try to change it. Don't chase it. Don't try to push it. Know it's okay. It can remain still and spacious within your awareness as you accept what it is that's arising. This is how things are right now. And notice how it is. And accept that. Recall that acceptance is spacious, it's non-judgmental, it's unattached. To accept is not an endorsement. To accept is not an opinion. To accept is simply to recognize, to notice. Acceptance is mindfulness and awareness of reality as it is. And what about now, what's present, what is here? and what's arising in our body. And what can you sense through your breathing and know that behind that there's stillness. This is how things are right now. Accept it and recall that like all things, it will also change. In your acceptance, you give what it is that you notice the freedom to change when you in reality are no longer battling. Reality no longer has to defend itself thanks to your acceptance. There can be a softening, there can be a movement, there can be change. So what about now? What's present with you right here and right now? Accept all sensation that is arising in your body. Welcome it. Give it space. Give it freedom. What type of energy do you sense through the breath? Welcome it all in. Watch it. And notice with curiosity, is there stillness or movement in your mind? But most of all, you say, this all things are now. And sense the whole of your being, your mind. So an opening of freedom can happen. Nothing can happen or change necessarily right now. We accept that this is what it is, and from that spaciousness of acceptance, tap into that wisdom. Tap into the emotional freedom this wisdom provides. It provides it from that spaciousness of acceptance, from this awareness of things as they are before you move forward. So right now, simply reconnect with your body temple. And just ask yourself, what should I do now? What action should I take to move me and everyone around me higher, to grow in order to help create a better world? And at the same time, equally accepting of the answer, knowing that the answer is part of a divine plan. And this we know, the universe always has a plan. So it is. Amen. Well, next week, let's before we get into that, we have an affirmation that we have go along with our reading for each week, and this is this week's affirmation. Let's say it together. It is okay for me to dislike. I discern my highest good by letting courage take the lead. As I creatively express myself, I fly free. We do indeed fly free, and next week we're going to continue to fly free by being liberated by love by Reverend Deborah Phillips. She's going to talk about that topic as I think this is our last week for Faith in Action. Wow, okay. The color is violet, and what's that? Yes, we got one more. Yeah, one more. I know you just want to make sure we're staying on point, and Paula keeps us on point. And the meditation will be by Paul Sanchez, Reverend Paul Sanchez, the music with William Minifield and Soul Light Connection. So we invite you to be part of our final episode of Faith in Action. So it'll be a wonderful experience. For those who, would like prayer immediately after the service, just know that our prayer chaplains are available to pray with you in the courtyard. Just look for one of the prayer chaplains wearing the white stoles, and they'll be more than happy to hold the high watch for you. And as I like to say, you don't have to pray if when there's a problem. You can just pray just to bring more joy and possibilities and the vision into your life. So we appreciate the chaplains for holding the vibration and the consciousness for our community. For those individuals who are online who want to connect with Spiritual Life Center, maybe you're new and you want to know what's going on, you can do so and stay connected with us by go to our website and go to the slcworld.org and click the Connect button, and it'll bring you to a place where you can fill out a welcome card, and we'll keep you informed as to what's going on here at our community. But most importantly, I want to ask those who are here for the very first time. Any first-timers here today? Anyone? If so, raise your hand. Oh, keep your hand up nice and high. Thank you. Keep your hand up. Yes, we appreciate you. We behold the magnificence that you are. We're going to hand out a little pamphlet, tell you a little bit about us, and a card I believe you can fill out if you want to stay in contact. There's a gentleman up here to the left in the bright orange shirt. And we appreciate everyone's presence here today, whether you're new or not new. And I would like to say that if we're different now than we were a few minutes ago, we're new. So welcome to all the newcomers here at Spiritual Life Center. That includes each and every one of us. For those who are online who would like to support Spiritual Life Center with your gift or your offering, you could do so by texting SLC Love to 44321. There's SLC Love to 44321. Or go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Donate tab. It allows you to give in other ways, including sending a check by mail. We just thank those who are online, and we appreciate your support that you've had coming for us over the years. For those who are here today, would like to give, and for those who have already given on an ongoing basis, either by mail or by electronic giving, know that you're in the flow of a principle that says that whatever you give out, it does come back in ways you never imagined, from directions you never thought of. We're in a consciousness of prosperity and abundance that says we can never give more than the presence of God, and we are part of that presence. So with that awareness, I invite you to take your gift or offering, or if you've already given, just know that you are in that flow. And in that consciousness, let's affirm our offertory blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
I like the timing of that topic was
River.
perfect for this week.
It like to flow, and the eagle, it likes to fly, yeah. The eagle, it likes to feel its wings against the sky. The possum, he liked to run, and the ivy, it liked to climb, yeah. Bird in the tree and the bumblebee want freedom in the autumn and the summer time. Now ever since that day, when the world was an onion, it was natural for the spirit to soar and to play just the way the Lord wanted it to be free, so free. That's the way it's got to be. And whatever is right for the bumblebee and river and that eagle is what's right for me. River, it like to flow. Oh, the eagle, it like
All righty. The eagle and me. Let the eagle fly. Let's take this moment to bless those who have blessed us with their gifts or offerings, knowing He's going to bless the givers as well as the receivers, to provide a place for those who are looking to grow, develop, unfold, and create a world that works for all. Knowing that we're all interconnected, we're all part of one spiritual family, and we're all part of a great vision of the divine that says that we're here to anchor in our life and in our world this divine and perfect energy that we call God. So we bless those who are supporting this vision and this journey that we're all on. And we know that there are bumps along the way, but we know that God is with us always. And in that vein, we bless those who have left their prayers in the prayer box today or throughout the week. Each of us at some time or another will have some challenge that we will face that we cannot figure out how to solve in our own might and power, our own wit. And in those moments, we have to release and let go and lean on a presence that knows all, is in all, and most importantly, right where we are when we open up ourselves to this presence. So we remember that this presence has the answer even before we know what the question is, has the answer to our prayer even before we utter it. Because it states in that scriptural reference, before they call, I've already answered you. So as we make this presence the activity of our awareness, the thing that we do is become one with it. And then we begin to see healings happen, answers reveal themselves, upliftment happens, transformation happens, because the Spirit and I and all of us realize our oneness. And in this oneness, there is comfort. In this oneness, there are answers. In this oneness, there is progress. And we grow and evolve into the highest and best that we are here to be. So we bless those who have left their prayers in the prayer box because there is a divine and perfect answer to it. And we just affirm and know that they're raising their awareness to be one with this answer and see how it will be revealed in ways they never imagined. For this and so much more, we are grateful and thankful as we go forth doing our part to amplify and spread the all good and the truth of who and what we are as children of the God presence. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Let's take a moment now and just affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. I am. And all is well. Let's sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator.
Blessings. Have a great week and hang around for some post-service music and know that it's okay.